It was about 15 years ago when my uncle first moved to Boston, USA. He was young, ambitious, and chasing the dream of building a better future. Everything felt new to him: the streets, the weather, the people. At first, he stayed in a small rented apartment with two close friends, Rahim and Javed. Life was simple but peaceful. One evening, their landlord suddenly knocked on the door. "I'm sorry," the man said. "I have to tear this building down next month. You'll need to move." The news shocked them. Finding a cheap place in Boston wasn't easy. For days, they searched everywhere. Most places were too expensive, others were too far from work. Then, one afternoon, they found it. An old two-story duplex house standing alone at the edge of a quiet neighborhood. The paint was peeling, the windows looked dusty, the yard was overgrown with dead grass, but the rent was unbelievably cheap. "This is too good to be true," Rahim said. Still, they were desperate. The caretaker, an old man with pale skin and tired eyes, handed them the keys. Before leaving, he stopped and looked at them. "One thing," he said in a low voice. "If you hear strange noises at night, don't follow them, no matter what." Javed laughed. "What kind of noises?" The old man stared at him. "You'll know." And then he walked away. That night, the house felt colder than usual. The walls creaked. The floor made strange cracking sounds. Around midnight, my uncle woke up. He heard footsteps, slow, heavy, coming from upstairs. But the upper floor was sealed shut. The staircase had wooden boards nailed across it. He sat up in bed, frozen. The footsteps stopped. The next morning, he told his friends. Rahim laughed it off. "Old houses make sounds." But Javed looked nervous, because he had heard it too. Over the next few days, things got worse. Doors would open by themselves, whispers echoed through the hallway, and every night around 2:13 a.m., someone would cry. Soft at first, then louder, like a woman begging for help. My uncle wanted to leave, but they had already paid a month's rent, so they stayed. One night, during dinner, the lights suddenly went out. Complete darkness. Then they heard it. "Water! Please, give me water!" The voice was weak, like someone dying. Javed stood up. "Did you hear that?" Rahim nodded. The voice came again, from upstairs, but that was impossible. The staircase was blocked. Javed grabbed a flashlight. "I'm checking." My uncle stopped him. "Don't. Remember what the caretaker said." But Javed didn't listen. He walked toward the stairs. The moment he touched the wooden boards, bang! They shattered like paper, as if something from the other side wanted him in. Javed disappeared upstairs. For a few seconds, silence. Then, a scream, a horrifying scream. My uncle and Rahim ran outside and called the police. When officers arrived, they searched the house. They found Javed unconscious on the floor upstairs. His body was covered in scratches, blood on the walls, but no one was there. Then one officer looked confused. "Who gave you this house?" "The caretaker," my uncle answered. The officer's face turned pale. "There is no caretaker." "What?" "The owner of this house died 7 years ago." Fear ran through their bodies. At the hospital, Javed woke up 2 days later. He was shaking, crying. He told them everything. When he went upstairs, he saw a small room at the end of the hall. The smell was unbearable, rotten flesh. Inside the room, he saw a woman lying on the floor. Her body looked half dead, skin hanging from bones, eyes sunken deep. She whispered, "Water." Javed stepped closer. He felt pity. He reached for his bottle. But the moment he handed it to her, her neck twisted, her eyes turned black, her mouth stretched unnaturally wide, and she screamed. A dark shadow rose behind her. It grabbed him, lifted him into the air, and smashed him against the walls, again and again, until he blacked out. Police later investigated the house. They uncovered its history. 20 years before, a husband and wife lived there. The husband abandoned his sick wife and ran away with another woman. The wife was too weak to move. No one came to help her. For days she begged for water, for food, for life, but no one heard her. She died alone. Her body rotted in that room before anyone found her. Since then, every person who stayed in that house heard the same voice. Water. Some disappeared, some went mad, and some never spoke again. The police sealed the house forever. But years later, neighbors still claim they hear crying at 2:13 a.m. And sometimes, if you stand near the house long enough, you'll hear a weak voice behind you whisper, "Please, give me water."